So for this one, it's basically the same thing. We're going to take, remember that f times g of x is equal to f of x. Oh wait, let me do the color thing for you guys. Oh, what did I do? Remember that f times g is equal to f of x plus g of x. Or actually times, because we're multiplying, right? So f of g, or I keep saying it wrong, fg of x is how you're supposed to say it. So then what we do in the next line is we're going to say f of x. F of x is just x squared. And then we're going to multiply it by g of x, which is just the square root of x. So then they're both exponents. Now you don't remember this, or maybe you do. Isn't this the second root of x to the first power? In other words, this is really x raised to the 1/2, isn't it? We just took a test on that. And that's going to be multiplied by x squared, right? So what's the shortcut for that? What do we do with these exponents? Does anybody remember? What do I do with the powers? Do I add them? Do I multiply them? We add them. So this is the same as x raised to the 2 plus 1/2. But now, in order to add all that up, I need to change the 2 into a fraction that has the same denominator as 1/2 or 2, right? So could I do this? X raised to the 4 over 2 plus 1/2? Isn't 4 over 2, doesn't that reduce down to 2? So then this becomes x raised to the 5/2. Or you could say the square root of x raised to the 5th. Okay? Now what they want us to do is they still want us to state the domain, right? So since they're asking us to state the domain, and I have a square root here, what do I know about x? X cannot be negative. So because x can't be negative, x has to be greater than or equal to 0. Right? X has to be a non-negative number because I cannot take the square root of a negative number. Lastly, they want us to evaluate this at 9. So I'm going to say the square root of 9 raised to the 5th power. What's the square root of 9? 3, right? Raised to the 5th power. Now, I don't know, what do you think it is? 343? I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm just guessing. So 3 raised to the 5th power is 243. I was close. How do I verify that? Well, I just put the composite function in, right? So I'm just going to say, go to y equals, I'm going to clear this out, I'm going to clear this out, and up here I'm going to say x squared, right, times the square root of x, right? Then down here, I said, what was it? It was x raised to the 5/2. So I'm going to say x raised to the 5 divided by 2. When I graph it, they're the same graph. Then to find out what it is when I evaluate it at 9, I'm going to plug in 9, and it's going to be off the graph, but notice that it's 243. So I did everything right. Duh. And so we'll put that in here over to the side somewhere. Oh, it's so... Oops. Okay. Are there any questions on that? All right.